What's going on, guys? Wanted to jump on here and do a full in-depth tour of my $15,000 gaming room. All right, so starting off from the entry door, this time I decided to kind of separate everything a little bit more. I had a lot more space to work with, so I ended up doing a custom desk again. I did a full desk build. It is 10 by 7. I was going to do it a little bit bigger, but I decided to add in some stuff over here that I didn't think about at first, and I wanted to bring it back a little bit further from the door. So starting off, I have the same PC. It's got a 13900K in it, 4080, and 512 megs of RAM, 2 terabytes of internal storage. Yeah, I mean, it runs really good. Obviously, have zero complaints with it. It is a beast. I've got the 34-inch LG ultra wide. This is the 1440p one. I do want to upgrade to the OLED at some point in the near future. Just kind of waiting for prices to drop a little bit more in there because I know they will soon. There's real no rush, but I'm going to upgrade to the OLED version of that. That's one of like the really only relatively big changes that I'm even remotely considering. And then I've got the Logitech G650 or 560. I can't remember which one. I've had these things for years. And then the Corsair extra large mouse pad, the Logitech mouse, which I actually ended up adding in this little dongle here to keep the charging cord in there so it stays out of the way. So I can just pull it forward, plug my mouse in whenever I need to, push it back, and it keeps the wires pretty hidden still. And then decided to mount my Guitar Hero controllers on the wall because didn't really want to just shove them in the closet. Kind of racked my brain about what I could do that they were going to be out of the way but still accessible. So I decided to use some old controller mounts that I had. They can bend and move however you need them, and then I got some supports 3D printed for these, so they just go right on the wall. Take them off. I've got my original Guitar Hero 2 controller and the Riff Master that they just came out with, and then of course I've got the sign that my son made for me up there. And then going over this way, I've got the 49-inch LG C1, same thing from last time. I've got my mic set up over here. It's actually upgraded to the Fifine AM8. Really like it. It's a lot better than the Blue Yeti that I had. That thing was super old and started to wear down, so needed to upgrade it. Ended up coming up with that one. Love it so far. I've got it connected to my PodTrack P4. I also use that to mix all the stuff for the podcasts that I do. This thing actually works really good for mixing audio for gaming videos and stuff like that too. Was very happy that I was able to kind of get that all squared up. And then I've got my Sony ZV-1 that I've got for my face cam. Got my A50s. Obviously love those things. Still have the A40s for the PlayStation. Got them tucked away back there. I'll show kind of more up underneath the desk for cable management in a little bit. And then I've got the Elgato Keylight Mini. I really like this thing. I had originally had it spun the other way, but it was just way too bright. Couldn't handle it, so I turned it around and bounced it off the wall, and it ended up working out great. Plus, the good thing is I could take that off and just use it as a portable light if I ever need to. It's magnetic and all that shit. Super cool. Really solid for it. And then I actually ended up upgrading my consoles. I got the Series X Galaxy Black Edition. It's the 2 terabyte version of it. And then threw in a 2 terabyte external or internal storage on it. So right now I've got 4 terabytes of storage on it. And then I ended up picking up the PlayStation 5 30th anniversary. So that's what that looks like. And then I've got the controllers mounted on the wall. This is the one that came with the Galaxy Black Series X. And then, of course, the PlayStation 5 30th anniversary controller. And the Portal. I absolutely love this thing. Love the way it looks. Super happy with it. And then going up, I've got three three 3-foot wall-mounted shelves that I put up there. Was gonna do a full run all the way across beside it against it because I've got all of the original Fortnite Funko Pops because that's all that I played when the game first came out. So I've got all of those up there. I think I'm only missing like 2 or 3 of the ones that I want. A lot of the newer ones I stopped playing the game, so I didn't really care about that much. And then, as you can see, I've got these little guys. I got them from an advent calendar a couple years ago. And then my wife is really big into Legos. I've never been super big into them, but she kind of kicked it off for me. So I picked up the Durr Burger one, and then I picked up a physical copy of Fortnite that I have framed sitting up there. Funny about the Fortnite physical copy, I did not know that those things were such a pain in the ass to actually get. And they were pretty expensive. The prices fluctuated a lot, but I know at the peak price of it, it was like $120 for an open version. Was super surprised by that. Had no idea. And then come over here, I've got a couple other Funkos that I've got. I've got the BioShock set, and then Diablo 4, because I ended up first playing Diablo with Diablo 4 when it launched. Fell in love with the game, love it. So I've got the Druid, that was my main for a while. And then I've got the BioShock 2 Collector's Edition statue of the Project Delta. And then I've got this right here is something I got for Father's Day. That's the night sky above the hospital where my wife had my son. And then I've got filing cabinet sitting over here in the corner because I need that for my job and all that. They're super important for running my business. Then I ended up picking up the Xbox mini fridge. This thing's pretty cool. It runs, obviously. I'll use it every now and again. It says not to leave it plugged in, so I just kind of let it chill when I'm not using it. But if I know I'm going to be in here, I'll turn it on and throw a drink or something in there from time to time. And then the second Lego that I ended up getting was the Minecraft crafting table one. That thing was pretty fun. Kind of a challenge at first because, like I said, I'm not super big with Legos, but I've picked up a couple of them. I'd like to get a couple more. They're actually pretty fun. And I've got my Fire Gaming jersey. And then over here, I've got the boxes of Legos my wife's currently working on. I got her the Burroughs Collector's Edition, so she's started working on that and some more of her brickheads because she's got a little reading corner where my old office was, and she put more shelves on the wall, has her full collection of Lego Harry Potter sets. If anybody is interested in seeing those, drop a comment, and then I'll make another video kind of showing all of her stuff because she's got a bunch of different Harry Potter Lego sets and pretty cool little setup in there that we turned it into. And then I've got this. This was originally used for my turtle tank. I had that sitting on there for years, but after my turtle passed away last year, the table just kind of sat, and I was like, all right, there's something that I can do with it. So right now, basically I just scooted out, so we can sit down and work on Legos in here while just hanging out. I'll play a game or whatever. She'll work on her Legos. But I'm also going to be completely resurfacing this once it warms up. It's just too cold to get anything done outside in it. I'm going to strip it down and reseal it, and then I'm going to set it up with, I've got 3 more mics that are going to go up here for the podcast. So I'm going to have it as a permanent podcast setup, so where you can just pull it out, put the mics up, knock it out, and then I'm just going to use the camera right here. It's going to face pretty well over here and get all that set up. So I'm just kind of waiting for it to warm up. So it's just kind of being used for Legos and stuff right now, which I'm sure it'll still be used for no matter what, but still hasn't been refinished. So at some point they need to do that. But that is pretty much the gist of this area of it. Really the only changes that are going to be happening soon is my wife got me those. I've already got some lights on the back of the TV, but that's the one that tracks and goes with whatever's going on the TV. So I'm going to swap that out. I just haven't had time to take this damn TV down and throw those on. And I'm going to take the lights that are on there and put them on there. And that's really going to be the end of that. But yeah, that is the gist of this side. And then right here, I've got my majority of my collection. There's some stuff still sitting in the closet over there. I've got a couple more graded games that I just got in a bundle. Never really cared about, so it is what it is. I'll start right in here, just kind of do a quick overview of everything here, and then I'll show the top two because there's some pretty cool stuff up there. But I've got, I think as of last count, I think I'm like right at 300 physical copies of 360 games. Some pretty cool ones that I've got is I've got a sealed Banjo and Kazooie nuts and bolts right there. I've got all the BioShocks, obviously, absolutely love that game. I've got majority of the Call of Duties. I've got another sealed launch copy of Crackdown that still has the Halo 3 beta code with it. It's never been opened. I've got that in the closet, just don't have any room to put it out. And the cellophane on it is a little torn up, so don't want to keep it out here because it'll just keep getting rubbed and end up messing it up even more. So don't really want to mess with that. I am, real quick before I go any further, so this is the Mega Bloks Fallout, obviously Red Rocket spot. I'm going to put another shelf right here, and I'm going to set it right there, so that'll go up there at some point. It's just sitting here for now. But behind it, I've got some older ones like Def Jam Icon. I've got all of the Dragon Dogmas, a bunch of the F1 games. I am still currently hunting for F1 2013 because that is one of the rarer 360 NTSC titles. Right now, they're going for a couple $100, so I'm just trying to either find one in the wild, which feels next to impossible, or get a really good deal on one because I don't really feel like spending that much money on a single game that is, 12 years old. Got some more games there, and then got all of the Guitar Heroes and Halos. I've got a bunch of the Lego games. I've got Lost Planet that I actually have an action figure from down below, and then my wife is currently working on her Lego set. She got one of her brickheads built, so right now she's just using this to store them up. And then got the Rock Bands. Majority of the Rock Bands, I'm missing a couple of them. And then come down here, I've got the Oblivion. This is actually the most recent one that I picked up. This is the collector's edition of Oblivion, and it has everything with it, including the coin that comes with it. So I got that. I ended up getting really good copy of the Incredible Hulk for really cheap at a convention around here not too long ago. And then just the rest of the regular ones. I have my small Connect library here. And then this is a mix of a bunch of my Japanese titles. I've got a handful of Japanese titles, and then I've got my original Xbox titles and some of my Xbox One here. Don't have everything. But cool thing about the Japanese titles is I actually have a Japanese 360 right here that I got from a good friend of mine. And the whole reason that I even got it was for this, which I am actually currently working on as probably my next achievement video. I wanted to originally do a platinum video for Oblivion because I've got all the achievements already. I got them back in like 2009 on this account. And then I realized that there was no platinum for it because it came out before trophies were implemented. So I was kind of racking my brain trying to figure it out, and then realized, because I had forgotten, that there is a Japanese stack of this on the Xbox that's a separate achievement list. So figured might as well go ahead and buy a Japanese 360 because I've been thinking about it for a while. I got a bunch of these games, which actually, surprisingly, there's a handful of these games that are over $100 in value each. So that I've got quite an expensive little Japanese library from being so small. So started working on this, and then realized after the fact that this is actually backwards compatible on the Series X. So I didn't even need to buy the Japanese 360. I could have just bought the game for 15 bucks and played it on the Series X. But in the long run, I knew I wanted a Japanese console to add to the collection anyway, so not too terribly upset about it. And then I've also got the full stack of BioShock. So I've got the Japanese version right here. I've got the PAL version here, this is the German one that has a separate achievement stack, and I've got the steelbook for it. And then right here, let's see if I can get this back in here one-handed. This right here has been back and forth in price. This is the Korean version of BioShock, and right now I think they're retailing for like $100 is the average, but at one point when I picked mine up, it was going for anywhere from $300 to $350, which is crazy. I didn't spend anywhere near that. I got really lucky with the guy that I ended up getting one from. So that's one of my more expensive titles that I've got, which I also didn't really realize how expensive most of the Korean versions are. And then I've got my small original Xbox library here. I've got some more in the closet. I'm just kind of out of space. This is actually my launch copy of Halo 2. It is beat to shit and ended up getting broken by a friend of mine years and years and years ago. So I'm actually on the hunt of finding a sealed copy of that, because I want to get a sealed copy of Halo 1, 2, and 3 at some point. And then I've got a sealed copy of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3. And then this game right here is super special to me, because this is actually what kicked it off for me on playing on an Xbox. When this game came out, I was up at my aunt's house, and my cousin was playing this, and he was in a clan and all that. He wanted to start playing with me. Ended up getting back home, getting an original Xbox, and getting that game, and that is what kicked it off for me playing on Xbox. And that was 2003. So 22 years later, I'm still playing because of this game. So I knew that I had to have that one. And then I've got a handful of my Xbox One titles. Got the BioShock collection, because I'm obsessed with this game. This is the best game that's ever been made. And then Funko Fusion, that is one of the newer games that I purchased. Wanted to play it. Didn't really want to get it digitally, would rather have it physically, so I ended up getting that. I've got the Walking Dead code for it. And then I've got, this one's pretty cool. So I've got the Walking Dead collection. This is actually all of the Walking Dead games combined into one, with a 4,000 gamer score stack on it. And it was a very limited run for when it was available to grab, and I still have it sealed. I'll open it at some point to play it, but just haven't yet. And then I've got my books and my game guides. This is actually, I'm missing a couple of the Gears of War, the original books that they put out. I'm not a huge fan of the new ones, because I don't really like Gears 4 and 5 all that much. But I've got the BioShock Rapture book. If you guys are ever interested in it, this book is really good. And then I've got the Gears of War books from Karen Travis. This is actually the only book series that I've ever pre-ordered and picked up the day that they launched, and the only series that I've read over and over and over again. And then moving over to my small collection of game guides, I've got Gears of War 1, and then I have a sealed copy of the Gears of War 2 strategy guide. I've got the collector's edition Judgment one. I've got my original launch copy of the Halo 2 guide. Then I have a sealed copy for Halo 3. And then I've got my launch from Reach. I've got the collector's edition for Halo 4, which I actually thought it was pretty cool. They have all of the maps added in here on dry erase boards that you can use for competitive. So I played competitive from end of Halo 2 all the way up to the beginning of Halo 5. And they have all of the MLG maps for Halo 4 on here, so you can draw your strats and all that stuff in there. Thought that was pretty cool. Didn't know that was in there. And then I've got my Ghost Recon 2 one, my original one from Crackdown, Assassin's Creed, and then the Fallout collector's edition one. And then this right here is a Guitar Hero dongle, so I can sit down and play any of the Guitar Heroes with any of the controller adapters that I want. I can go buy a PlayStation 2 one and still play it on my Xbox. Same with the Riff Master. I can use the Riff Master on my Xbox and all that. That, super cool to get. Absolutely love having that one. And then down on the bottom, I've got the Dead Island 2, the collector's edition statue. They actually had this available when the game was first announced back in 2015, I think. So they put out a bunch of these, and then they canceled the game and then destroyed most of these. So I was able to grab one of the ones that wasn't destroyed, and I've got that sealed. I've got a Lost Planet Xbox 360 faceplate. I've got the Gears of War collector's edition Xbox One. I've got the Gears of War 3 Savage Theron sealed action figure for that. And then this was a pre-order bonus that you could get for Lost Planet Extreme Condition. I ended up getting. Still have the game for that. And then I've got just the chat pad. I've got the 360 HD DVD player that is complete in box. And then ended up picking up this Nuka-Cola Quantum just because thought it was pretty cool. And then I obviously have my Japanese 360. But going back up to the very top, this is some of the cooler stuff that I've got. These are the same ones, the first print launch copies of Gears 1, 2, and 3, factory sealed. I've got a graded copy of BioShock. That is a 9.0. Not the best grading ever, but really can't complain. It's solid. And then I've got my Halo 3 Master Chief Legendary Edition. That is complete. I still have the box and the dust cover in the closet. And then I got the Mega Bloks Xbox 360, which is pretty cool because it all lights up. The controller lights up. It's got a copy of Halo 3 with the disc. You can actually take these compartments off and put it in the disc drive, and it all lights up. And then it has a achievement unlocked little statue thing. And then up on the very top, that is a factory sealed collector's edition of Gears Pop. It has all 5 of the pops still in there, the code, a hat, maybe a t-shirt. I can't remember. I've had it for a while now. And then I finally found one of these. I am looking for a better box, so if anybody has one and they're willing to part with it, let me know. I will happily buy it. That is a complete in-box Guitar Hero 2. Disc is in perfect condition. The guitar is in amazing condition. It's got everything in there. It even has the plastic bags that everything went in. So, but yeah, that is the full. Oh, and then the bookshelf that this is on, I've ended up buying this off of Facebook Marketplace and redoing it, and then I ended up adding in some lighting on it. Like I said, there's a lot of lighting in here. Alright guys, well here is all of the ambient lighting, aka what I normally use in here instead of the overhead lights. Like I said, when I redid this, I took an RGB strip. It was actually my wife's idea. There's a little divot sitting behind here that I was able to mount them to, so I was able to mount it all the way around. Backlit it perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for it. And then I've got Govee lights underneath. I've got the lights behind the TV, which, like I said, I've got the extra Govee lights right there. That'll go up there. That'll match whatever's on the screen. And then those lights will go on the computer. And then I've got the Elgato going, which it bouncing off the wall like that is perfect for picking it up for the face cam instead of washing me out too much. And then these things are probably the best investment that I've got in here. These things are like $20. They are rechargeable puck lights. So they're just a USB-C. You can plug in 3 of them at once. And then they last for, I think, like 10, 12 hours off of like an hour and a half charge. They're RGB. So you can change them to however you want to. And then cool thing with these is you can also turn them off as you need to. So if I only want one going or just two, I can do that. I can turn both of them off. I can turn them all on. You just kind of point it at it and it moves. So, I mean, these things are magnetic also, so they are just these little circle like sticker type things that you stick on the ceiling, and then the magnet on that, you just suck it up onto it and it stays. And we have RGB lights in there, and then USB-C charging for them. You can charge 3 at a time, and then you can take them down and put them wherever, since it has magnets on it. We lost power for about a week and a half in the beginning of October from the hurricane, and these things were a lifesaver for the first 2 nights until I got the generator up at the house. But yeah, that's the full overview and breakdown of everything that's in here. Oh, and one last thing. I know in the last video I had somebody ask about why I had 2 office chairs. So this is my usual chair that I use for everything. This is actually my wife's chair. She wanted this for her birthday. It's one of those extra wide ones that you can sit with your legs crossed in it. And obviously she'll come in here and hang out with me. She'll play games with me and stuff like that. So just brought it in here, and I kind of use that for my computer now. Makes it easy. Don't really have to move anything around too much. But yeah, that is the full overview. If there's anything else in here that anybody would like some more information on, or any more in-depth stuff, just drop it in the comments and I'd be happy to talk about it.